The Friday night air in Boise was thick with summer heat, but inside my world was ice cold. I stood frozen at the door of our apartment, watching my wife Lila Monroe in the arms of another man. Her laughter, once my sanctuary, now sliced through me like a blade. I'd given her everything, my trust, my heart, my blessing to chase her dreams. And this was how she repaid me. 5 months later, the courtroom in downtown Boise buzzed with tension. The man who'd wrecked my life, Travis Kane, slouched in his chair, his face still marred by faint purple scars from that night. I'd caught him with Lila, and my fishing rod became my weapon, leaving marks that told a story of rage and betrayal. As the judge read the charges, Travis nearly collapsed. The trouble started with a truck, a gleaming 3-year-old pickup worth $34,000. Travis, a sleazy car salesman from Meridian, had sold it to me. But during his 2-day bender, he'd driven it into a flooded ditch, drowning the engine and slashing its value. Even if repaired, it'd carry a salvage title untouchable by most banks. My truck took $6,000 in damage, and because Travis had slapped dealer plates on it, his dealership was liable. They'd already tacked the repair costs onto their lawsuit against him. Then came the apartment. Lila's place, trashed in their reckless night, needed $4,000 in structural repairs. Her furniture and personal items, another $3,000 gone. But the real weight was the assault charge. In Idaho, attacking a woman like Lila was no small matter. Add 2 counts of assault, 1 for breaking and entering, and Travis was drowning without a paddle. His bail was set at $200,000, far beyond his reach, even with a bondsman's 10% cut. The judge, barely hiding a smirk, asked about the purple streaks on Travis's face. When my lawyer explained the fishing rod, laughter rippled through the room. "Looks like you ran through a shredder," the judge said, shaking his head. "Hope those fade. Some scars don't." 5 months later, Travis stood trial. His face still faintly marked his body, hiding more wounds under his cheap suit. Unable to afford a lawyer, his public defender urged a plea deal. The prosecutor bundled the felonies: criminal trespass, now upgraded to a graver charge, and assault, dropping lesser counts. Travis got 4 years before parole eligibility. Civil suits piled on, leaving him $120,000 in debt upon release. Nobody expected to see a dime unless he hit the lottery, but the judgments would haunt him for 7 years. Lila, meanwhile, was a wreck. The attack left her shaken, and therapy became her lifeline. For nearly a year, she leaned on her foster mom, Clara Hayes, and me, Miles Carter, crashing on my couch in Nampa. Most nights, she'd curl up in my guest room around midnight, her fear palpable. It broke my heart to see her so fragile, yet warmed me to be her safe harbor. Things got messy one night when my girlfriend Nora Blake came over. I'd nicknamed Lila Sparrow for her slight frame, like a delicate bird. That night I was lost in Nora, her shirt off her wrists pinned gently as I teased her skin. She squirmed, half laughing, half threatening me, when Sparrow burst in. She had a key, a promise of safety I'd made years ago, back when her late husband, my best friend Jake, was alive. She froze, gasped, and fled. I chased her to the door, slamming it shut. Nora's eyes blazed. Why she got a key? I explained everything: my bond with Sparrow since grade school, Jake's death, her trauma. Nora softened, giggling. My hero. Who knew a fishing rod could be so deadly? She called Sparrow back, insisting she return. An hour later, Sparrow slunk in wary. Nora greeted her with a hug and a whispered, "You ruined his plans, girl." Delayed gratification, sweeter, right? Sparrow blushed, then laughed. They hit it off, giggling over wine until their 3rd bottle. I gave up and crashed, waking early to brew coffee. I roused Nora with a kiss and a playful swat. Breakfast in 30, lazy. She groaned, hiding under the sheets. I yanked them off, admiring her petite frame in tiny lingerie. Shower now, I teased, pointing to ibuprofen and water. Sparrow emerged in one of my old tees, Nora in a silky camisole. They teased me mercilessly over pancakes, plotting a boating trip that afternoon. Their laughter filled the house, a fleeting moment of joy amid the chaos. They grabbed shorts and tanks piled into Sparrow's car and sped off to Clara's place in Caldwell. I followed later, spotting Clara's new ring, a dazzling stone from her fiancé Henry Walsh, a successful contractor who adored her. At Clara's, the women were buzzing about wedding plans. Clara and Henry joined our boating trip, the cooler stocked with drinks. Henry, tipsy for once, confided his nerves about marrying Clara. "She's incredible, Miles. I just hope I can keep her happy." "You already do," I said. "She's glowed since you moved here." He grinned, then teased, "Shame your mom's marrying before you. Guess I'll count on my kids for grandkids." His daughter Lisa had already bonded with Clara, baking cookies and calling her grandma. Henry nodded toward Nora and Sparrow. Two fine women there. Either'd make a great daughter-in-law. Nora and Sparrow were inseparable. Nora, 28, barely 5 feet 98 pounds, with short black hair and diamond studs I'd gifted her, was a firecracker. Sparrow, 32, tall and blonde, was her opposite. Their friendship sparked a twinge of jealousy in me. They spent so much time together. I'd met Nora at a Boise Company event. She was a sales rep, waving a flag for her team. At first, I mistook her for a kid, but her curves in that simple tee and shorts changed my mind. She looked like a goddess shrunk in the dryer, and her grin lit me up. My assistant, Becca Ryan, Clara's friend, introduced us. Becca was on a mission to marry me off, often crossing lines. "You won't fire me," she'd smirk. "Clara'd make your life hell." She'd pitch single women like Sarah Quinn, a cute accountant. I'd dodge refusing to date coworkers. "Too messy," I'd say. Becca sighed. "You're stubborn, Miles. Plenty of women want a guy like you, young professional, nice house, good salary. You're prime breeding stock minus the Yankee vibe." Nora and I clicked fast. After weeks of texting, she invited me to her family's Sunday barbecue in Eagle. Her dad, Tom Blake, grilled mountains of meat, pork butts, chickens, a brisket. "No point firing up the pit for just a bit," he said. I helped shovel charcoal, soaking up his spice and sauce tips. His vinegar-based recipe won me over, surprising him. Nora's mom, Ellen, a petite blonde, grilled me subtly, her sweet smile masking a sharp mind. I shredded pork while Tom sliced brisket, his sons devouring the chicken like hyenas. At the porch swing, Nora nestled into me and talk turned to fishing. Suddenly, her family planned a Saturday boat trip, her parents tagging along Sunday. Driving her home, I teased our boat. "Yup," she grinned. "Get used to it, dummy. I've got my claws in you. Got a say in this, sure. Say yes, darling, often." She tugged off her top, revealing perfect curves, and guided my hand to her skin. Her boldness set me on fire. At my place, her clothes hit the floor, and she urged me to take control. Her small frame was fierce, bending me to her will. Morning came, and I woke her with a kiss, teasing her skin. She locked onto me, whispering, "If I do this right, you'll scream like a banshee." Her words could make a logger blush, but by the end she sighed, "Love you, baby." She froze, bolting to the bathroom. I followed. "Say it again." She squirmed, then whispered, "Love you." "Keep saying it," I said, bathing her gently. Her vulnerability broke me, but her smile rebuilt me. She wore my shirt barely buttoned as we cooked breakfast. When Clara arrived, Nora introduced herself boldly. "I'm Nora, your future daughter-in-law once Miles gets smart." Clara beamed, hugging her. I brewed coffee and slipped out to clean the boat, knowing I'd been outmaneuvered. Nora was my future, and I wasn't fighting it. Weeks later at Nora's parents' place, her sister Tessa Sparrow and Clara ambushed me with wedding plans. I snapped. "Where's your ring, Nora? Did I ever ask you to marry me?" Their faces fell. "You assumed and steamrolled me. Think about it." I'm done nodding along. I stormed out, leaving my phone behind. For 4 days, I vanished to McCall, ignoring work, buying new clothes, and dodging calls. A state trooper pulled me over. "You're reported missing, sir." "I'm fine," I snapped. "Who cares where I am?" "Someone does," she said, canceling the alert. Back at work, I laid into Becca. "Stay out of my personal life or you're gone." She nodded, shaken. My boss, Reggie Holt, tried intervening, but I cut him off. "If my personal life clashes with work, I'm out." 2 weeks' notice, Max. He begged, but I held firm. A VP from Boise HQ called, promising privacy and a 5% raise. "You're our future, Miles. Reggie's out in 2 years, you're next." Nora showed up that night, broken. Her eyes, dull with fear, gutted me. On the couch, I asked, "What did we learn? I crossed your boundaries," she whispered. "I won't again." "I learned I'm too soft with love," I said. "I want you happy, but not at my expense. We need to communicate or we're doomed." We didn't rush to bed. We talked, planned 2 kids, maybe 4. She moved in the next week. Our love grew roots steady and real. A year later, Nora was pregnant with twins. At the doctor, he joked, "Your swimmers are Olympic-grade Miles." Her family had a twin history, and Johnny and Carol arrived perfect. Nora quit work, thriving as a mom. The grandmas and Sparrow helped when it got overwhelming. One day, pushing the twins' stroller in Nampa, we ran into Juliet Hayes, my ex. She stared at Nora, the babies, and me, then cried. Her regret was a ghost, fleeting but heavy. Nora squeezed my hand. She snoozed, she lost. "You're mine now." Juliet's kids. Tony and Mark stayed close with Clara, often at my place for fishing trips. I hosted their birthdays, a tradition reborn after our split. Juliet attended, vanishing after. Her brief marriage to a guy she met post-breakup fizzled, and she stopped searching. Work soared. I became regional manager over 4 Idaho facilities, banking a fat bonus. We planned a February escape to San Diego with Clara, Henry, Sparrow, and the kids. On the beach, the twins built sandcastles as waves lapped our feet. Nora and Sparrow hit clubs, returning sunburned and giggling, their topless beach day a bold blur. Nora's new curves, fuller from motherhood, drove me wild. Sparrow, 33, still stunning, brushed off suitors. One guy got pushy, but my glare sent him packing. Her strength, tempered by past pain, inspired me. A work trip to a struggling Boise plant kept me overnight. I fired a manager for misconduct, his recorded harassment sealing his fate. Driving home, I noticed cars clogging my driveway. Inside, Clara and Sparrow were sobbing. My heart stopped. Clara had taken the twins shopping, giving Nora a break. She decided to clean our new boat. A March gust, fierce and sudden, knocked her off. A bruise on her forehead told the story she'd hit the boat or dock unconscious and drowned. Nora was 31. Her funeral overflowed with Boise's community, her warmth etched in every tear. I was a husk, barely remembering those weeks. Work gave me space, and a VP urged therapy covered by the company. Sparrow dragged me to sessions, and slowly I clawed back. Clara and Ellen took turns with the twins. Sparrow was at my place daily, her room now permanent. She became their mother in all but name, her love fierce and unwavering. 2 years later, I invited her to Nampa's Christmas ball. She hesitated. "You sure you want me? Someone who excites you?" That's exactly why I said. Her shock melted into tears and she fled to her room. When she emerged, I poured my heart out. "You're the kindest soul I know, Sparrow. You've been there for me, the kids, everyone. I love you. The twins adore you. I can't see a future without you." Her kiss nearly floored me. "You might be right," she grinned. "We're going to that ball and we're never sleeping apart again. Practice saying yes, darling." "Yes, darling," I echoed, laughing. She wanted another child soon. "Yes, darling." Clara was thrilled, already planning. I called Ellen, nervous about Nora's parents. "We're happy for you," she said. "Nora would want this. We're adopting Sparrow as our own. I'll be mother of the bride. Tom will walk her down the aisle." That May, in a Boise church, Sparrow glided toward me, her dress hiding a 2-month bump. The twins in a tiny suit and gown beamed from the front. My heart swelled, knowing this was my forever.